You're watching KAPP TV, Channel 35, Yakima.
The following news program is closed captioned.
Welcome to Northwest Nightcast, a final update on the day's top stories.
Some parents in the Tri-Cities say they have proof that lead-foot motorists are putting their children at risk. And in the Yakima Valley tonight, parents fighting violence at school are responding to the latest attack in a classroom.
With news for the Great Northwest, this is Northwest Nightcast.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up. I'm Kevin Shaub.
And I'm Tiffany Peters. Despite the threat of attracting more violence, Wapato residents who are fed up with gang activity met tonight to find ways to fight it. In response to threats of violence at tonight's meeting at the Wapato Youth Center, a street in front of the center was blocked off and guarded by police officers. The size of the newly formed group, Citizens Preventing Violence, has doubled since their first meeting earlier this month. Those who attended tonight agree the city has an immediate problem. The police chief says the solution is a zero-tolerance policy.
That means that if they break the law, you write the ticket. There is no waiver at all. As long as they want to act this way, they want to, run in gangs and beat up on people and fire off weapons. As long as we know that they're associated or running in those gangs, that's how we treat them.
It's just sad that we have, like they say, a few bad apples that intend to make all the other apples spoil. Yeah, but I believe there is hope. There is hope for Wapato. I've seen the good parts of Wapato. Because like I said, I've lived here all my life. I've seen the good parts, and that's what I want back.
Gang violence has worked its way into Wapato schools. Yesterday, 3 juveniles attacked the assistant principal and 2 students at the Pace Alternative High School. And earlier this week, police say a teenager fired a gun near some students at Wapato High School. The school district is now beefing up security and plans to hire a full-time police officer.
If you've ever seen a motorist blow through a school zone, you can understand why Sue Aiken of the Tri-Cities has staked out her child's school. She and other parents say motorists are out of control, and they say they have proof. Trova Hutchins reports.
Sue Aiken is so concerned with her child's safety at Desert Hills Middle School, she's made a videotape to prove to the city traffic here is out of hand.
We saw kids almost getting hit in the crosswalk. We saw cars, no way, going close to 20 miles an hour.
Aiken says this area is part of a school zone, and drivers should slow down every time the lights flash to 20 miles per hour. But she says 35-mile-per-hour speed limit signs are so close to the school, drivers are breaking the law and getting away with it.
They see it. They accelerate. They're still in the 20 miles an hour, but they're heading down 10, that actually 40 and above.
You don't just go out and say, well, we want the speed limit to be 25 here. It doesn't work that way.
Bill Cameron is Kennewick City Attorney. He says the city is bound by law to set higher speed limits for areas 300 feet from school crosswalks. Cameron says when speed limits are set too low, few drivers slow down. That's why he says a lower speed limit along 10th Avenue would only make things worse.
You'll have cars weaving in and out. You'll wind up with rear-end accidents, side swipes. You will wind up with more traffic accidents than if you set an appropriate speed limit.
There's already been a death in the Tri-Cities due to, around a school and due to traffic, and people need to take responsibility, slow down, be aware when they're in a school zone, drive 20 miles an hour, or at least slow down.
And Aiken hopes the public will agree. Something has to change when she shows her videotape next Tuesday night.
Today we talked to the traffic engineer for the Kennewick School District, and Peter Beaudry says parents are often the worst offenders of the speed limit when they're dropping off or picking up their children from school. A teenager from Walla Walla is now facing up to 17 years in prison. Milo Tarango was convicted today of second-degree murder. The jury acquitted him of first-degree murder, deciding the shooting at a party last December was not premeditated.
Actually, I'm fairly pleased. We knew going in that first-degree murder would be tough to prove. There was a real question on the premeditation. I thought we had proved it, but I'm not disappointed in the verdict.
I don't think it was right for him to get away with second-degree murder when he's got a 2-year-old baby girl and a 5-month-old baby girl, and he can walk in 15 years probably. And Kenneth and Lawrence never be alive to get to see his babies.
During the trial, witnesses testified the 17-year-old and the victim had been drinking heavily before they began arguing.
A federal grand jury indictment alleges Apple traders pocketed more than $3 million with the great lid switch scandal. In 1992, workers at the Chief Wenatchee Co-op were caught relidding apples. They allegedly took apples grown in New Zealand and put Washington box tops on them to make them appear the apples were grown in Washington. The apples were then sold to Taiwan. Now the federal grand jury charges the defendants with conspiracy, trafficking in counterfeit goods, making false statements, and money laundering. The defendants are Ted Zacher, the former president of the Chief Wenatchee Co-op, and 3 West Side firms that export to Taiwan.
It appears the Northwest is primed for more flooding as a Pacific storm moves in tonight. This storm, combined with the melting snow, could push several rivers in western and south central Washington well above the flood stage by Sunday night. And flooding has already begun along some rivers in northwestern Washington.
What can we do? It's kind of like we can survive probably a foot of water in the house. We've got benches and tables and stuff we put everything up onto. But when it comes in almost 3 feet, there's no place left to go.
Both the Olympics and the Cascades could get up to 10 inches of snow by tomorrow morning. Then the snow will turn to rain in the passes by tomorrow morning. The combination of new snow, rain, and mild temperatures could also trigger avalanches in the mountains. Motorists driving the passes are being warned to carry warm clothes and chains and be ready for snow-packed roads and poor visibility. Now, Laura Ashley will be along in a few minutes with more on what we can expect from this storm.
Still ahead on Northwest Nightcast, Jeff Siembieda will join us with our first look at this year's high school basketball playoff.
And if you're more of an outdoor sports fanatic, later in the newscast we'll give you a preview of this weekend's Central Washington Sportsman Show. But first, let's turn now to Laura Ashley for the weekend weather.
Well, tonight we've seen a variety of weather. Around Yakima, we've had very high winds up to 30 miles per hour. And through the Tri-Cities, the rain has already begun. We're going to take a look at our current conditions and come back and have a look at a very wet, windy forecast when we return. Stay with us.
What? You haven't heard the news? Well, you better see what your Lincoln Mercury dealer's doing for you right now. You can thank me later.
Now get your choice of 3.9% financing or $600 cash back on the hot little Mercury Tracer. But hurry, this offer ends February 26th. Mercury Tracer with a roomier interior than a 4-door Corolla or Civic and over 30 standard features. Plus get 3.9% financing or $600 cash back. Hurry, offer ends February 26th.
So see Mercury Tracer at your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
This weekend, Carpet Masters Carpet One presents
our nationwide President's Day carpet sale.
Our 500-store buying power gets you no down payment.
No monthly payment.
No interest until 1996.
Plus store-wide discounts of 20 to 50% off.
Buy now, pay nothing whatsoever until 1996.
We put it all together for our nationwide President's Day carpet sale.
Friday, Saturday, and Monday only at Carpet Masters Carpet One.
It's free February at Bemis Appliance and TV. That means great savings with up to 6 months free interest or 90 days same as cash and free delivery on select items. Buy any projection big screen TV or this 35-inch RCA home theater system and receive an RCA VCR absolutely free. That's a $179 value. Free. Buy this GE pot scrubber dishwasher with touchstone controls, only $519, and get free replacement installation, a $79 value. Get free delivery on every major appliance, up to 6 months free interest or 90 days same as cash. Now during free February at Bemis Appliance and TV. Free is good.
The all-wheel drive cars from Subaru. It only takes a moment to appreciate their beauty. A moment like this. The very moment it takes Subaru all-wheel drive to instantly transfer power from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip, giving you the traction you need to help you stay out of trouble. Because the best safety feature a car can have is one that can help you stay out of an accident.
Right now, lease a Legacy with all-wheel drive and ABS for just $259 a month.
A very large storm is plowing into the inland Northwest and bringing with it more rain and also some very high winds. I put in 2 satellite maps tonight so you can see the larger picture first. The Pineapple Express, as it's so fondly referred to, is this stream of moisture that comes out of the deep South Pacific and moves up into the Northwest. Now, there are slugs of moisture associated with this storm, and as you can see, it plows up into the Northwest and gets stretched out over the Cascades. Now, there is another low pressure area, and it's dropping down. It's actually going to continue to feed in storms over the, really through the whole weekend. You can see it as it drops down. So all this moisture will continue to stream in across the northwest. Here's the second satellite map. You can get a little bit of a closer picture here. You can see that the clouds are going all the way up into central Alberta, but over eastern Washington, North Idaho, and northeastern Oregon, we are seeing very, very heavy rain in some areas, especially over the Tri-Cities, and then we're starting to see gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Now, there's a real concern this weekend that flooding is going to take place as this warm, wet, windy weather moves into the inland northwest. The freezing levels are going to go up to at least 6,000 feet and higher this weekend, meaning a meltdown of a lot of the snowpack that we've had over the mountains. Now, realize that in many cases we've had over 30 inches of snow over the Cascades this week, so all that's going to melt down. Plus, we're expecting up to 10 inches of rain on the western side of the mountains, so lots of moisture associated with this entire flow coming out of Hawaii. Now, we're also going to be looking at our passes. If you're traveling, Snoqualmie is reporting a mixture of snow and rain. Now, the pass itself is okay, but it's a bit slushy, and you're going to find it a little bit slower going than normal. White Pass is currently snowing, and traction tires are required. As we look at our forecast in the morning for Yakima, we're going to have cloudy skies, areas of showers, the overnight low 37, but it's the winds that are such a big story in Yakima. They're up to 30 miles per hour. Will stay that way throughout tomorrow with rain and a high of 53. Ellensburg, you're a little bit more calm tonight. Winds out of the south to about 20 miles per hour. Look for rain and mountain snow and a high of 45. Tri-Cities, we're going to have rain, and that's already been picking up around the area this evening with the overnight low down to 39. Gusty winds out of the south to 20 miles per hour. It's just going to be a wild day all the way through Friday with winds up to 30 miles per hour and a temperature topping out the thermometer at 58. Walla Walla, cloudy, rain showers and a high of 59. And Pendleton will have rain, gusty winds, and a high of 60. Overall, we're looking at a very warm, wet, windy forecast right through the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Laura. I like the warmer weather, but boy, it's coming on a little too soon and too fast.
It really is.
Need more of a gradual.
We need that water, so.
Yeah, well, that's right. Not all at once and not downriver. Well, O.J. Simpson's defense team continues to focus on the police investigation into the death of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. We'll get you up to date later in the Northwest Nightcast.
And also coming up, we'll take you to Olympia, where Washington lawmakers are tackling some of the most controversial topics in this year's legislative session.
The all-new Subaru Impreza. We didn't just load it with safety features. We loaded it with fun. A spirited new 135 horsepower engine harnessed to the ultimate safety feature. Subaru all-wheel drive. Transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. To help your Subaru stick to the road and you stick to having a good time.
Right now, get $1,200 cash back on a new Impreza at your Subaru dealer.
Look for the fantastic savings in the new Buy Mart coupon book. Use your bonus coupon and save on Electrosol dishwashing detergent, regular or lemon scent, now $1.49 with coupon. Ultra Cling-Free fabric softener or Cling-Free softener sheets are now 2 for $3 with coupon. And stock up on 18-roll packs of Northern bath tissue for just $3.99 each with coupon. But hurry, use your coupon book today. Special prices end this Sunday at Buy Mart.
I'm an actress, and I sing and I dance. And they
My granddaddy had a farm on the dry West Texas.
Every so often, one of my customers will bring up one of the See First photo cards, and I always thought that was really neat. What I like about the photo card is it's me on the card, and so only I can use it. Nobody else can. It's personal, and it's secure. It's really easy to get the See First photo card because you walk in the bank and the photo's free.
Get your photo on a credit card. Another smart choice from See First.
Nice, huh?
Now through Monday, forget the weather. Hahn Chrysler Plymouth, your #1 used car dealer, is going to give you the hottest President's Day sale in history. Hahn Chrysler Plymouth has over 50 programmed cars and vans that must be sold by Monday. And this weekend, no money down can put you into the vehicle of your choice. Like this 94 Plymouth Acclaim or 94 Dodge Spirit, no money down, $189 a month. Or choose a 94 Plymouth Sundance or 94 Dodge Shadow, no money down, $163 a month. If you're even thinking of buying a new car, you must shop Hahn Chrysler Plymouth today. Don't miss it.
Only about a third of the way into the 1995 legislative session, Washington lawmakers are already facing some tough issues. Katie Eldridge reports on one of the most controversial topics to hit Olympia this year.
Of the thousands of bills introduced on the House and Senate floor each session, it seems legislation touching on social issues gains the most attention. At a recent Law and Justice Committee meeting, abortion is the focus as 2 House bills are discussed. House Bill 1519 would force counseling sessions between doctors and those patients seeking an abortion. 1523 would require parents or guardians to be notified at least 48 hours before an abortion is performed on a minor. Not surprisingly, the room here is packed and emotions run high.
This is not about abortion. This is about communication. I believe that very strongly.
So says one of the bill's sponsors, but a representative from Yakima's feminist clinic opposes both bills.
Parental notification sounds reasonable on the surface, but if you examine the reality of the lives of some teens, parental notification can be a disaster.
This is not the first time state lawmakers have had to deal with the issue of abortion, but with the strong Republican forces in both the House and Senate, it may be the first time conservative legislators have the power to pass these 2 controversial bills.
Mitzi Hametner tells committee members about her daughter trying to commit suicide after getting an abortion.
The idea that my daughter could have had surgery without my knowing it is incredulous to me.
Some Republican lawmakers don't expect these bills even to make it to the House floor. Freshman Representative Jerome Delvin believes his Columbia Basin constituents would rather have him focused on the budget and crime instead of what some consider unresolved social issues.
Now, both House Bill 1519 and 1523 are still in the Law and Justice Committee, and they have until March 1st to make it to the House floor.
Defense attorneys continue to chip away at the police investigation in the O.J. Simpson trial.
And the detective who broke the news to O.J. that his wife was dead tells us about O.J.'s reaction. We'll give you a wrap-up of today's testimony when you come back.
Nissan's on a roll. In fact, we've outsold Honda for 2 years with great cars like Altima. And to keep things rolling, we're offering financing with no payments for 90 days on any new Nissan. Better hurry. Well, the roll we're on won't be ending soon. The deals will.
Do you have a clean driving record? Does your car have safety features like anti-lock brakes or airbags? Thinking of buying a new car? Ooh. If you answered yes to any of these, you could save some real money on auto insurance. Better call an Allstate agent fast.
Some people want it all. Money, power, good looks, and some people get it all in a Mercury Cougar. Because with a price like this, Mercury Cougar leaves almost nothing to be desired. The wraparound interior surrounds you in style with the security of standard dual airbags. Cougar's lines are refined and sleek, good looks, power, and a great deal. Some people just have it all. Mercury Cougar, at your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Right now, he probably doesn't care about the price of that milk. He's not thinking about the many quality checks it must pass before it leaves our dairy. A dairy that wins awards year after year. But that's okay. We'll keep on bringing it to him, so all he has to think about is what comes next. Great food at lower prices every day. You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
Nissan's on a roll, thanks to tough trucks like the XEV6 King Cab 4x4. And to keep things rolling, we're offering financing with no payments for 90 days on any new Nissan. Better hurry. While the roll we're on won't be ending soon, the deals will.
O.J. Simpson's attorneys continue to hammer away at the police investigation of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Today, a detective described to the jury Simpson's reaction to being told about the murder of his ex-wife. Jerry Giordano with the latest.
I think the first words out of his mouth were something to the effect of, "Oh my God, Nicole is killed," or "Oh my God, she's dead," and then he got very upset on the telephone.
Detective Ron Phillips described how O.J. Simpson reacted when he first told him his ex-wife had been killed. But prosecutor Marcia Clark was quick to emphasize what Simpson did not say.
Did Mr. Simpson ask you how she was killed?
No.
Did he ask you when she was killed?
No.
Did he ask you if you had any idea who had done it?
No.
And while Clark zeroed in on what Simpson didn't ask, defense attorney Johnny Cochran focused in on what the LAPD didn't do, questioning why police waited 6 hours to call the coroner, and why, if he was so concerned about the media, Detective Phillips revealed the identity of one of the victims.
He would only find out that which you would tell him, isn't that correct?
Yes.
And so, if you'd wanted to, as an experienced detective, you could have just told him that we have a double homicide out here on Bundy.
Johnny Cochran also referred to speed dial buttons on a telephone inside the victim's home and asked why police didn't get Simpson's number that way.
When you were trying to reach O.J. Simpson by phone, if you looked at that speed dialer, you could have determined it right off that phone, isn't that correct?
If I'd have thought about it.
And Cochran questioned why all the detectives went to Simpson's estate. 4
detectives making a decision to go up there based on a couple of facts, and we went.
Let me see if I understand this. All 4 detectives, all homicide detectives, leave the bodies out there. The coroner's not been notified. You all go over to another location to give notification to a man so you don't know whether he's home or not. Is that what you're saying to us?
Meantime, testimony will resume in the case tomorrow, but not before a closed-door meeting with Judge Lance Ito on the issue of juror misconduct. In Los Angeles, Jerry Giordano reporting for ABC News.
Jeff Siembieda joins us now with our first look at high school basketball playoffs.
Yeah, we're hitting that time. I mean, it might be March Madness, but pretty much February for the high schools is when it really gets mad. A busy night for you in sports. Pictures from Portland. Actually, we'll tell you the story from Portland. We don't have the pictures, but we'll tell you what happened. The Americans ended their 3 games. We'll get you up to date on how they did, and a Thursday night hoop train playoff style as the Valley A District Tournament tips off. Here's your Thursday night scores on the half roll. See Pittsburgh Penguins, they win again. They haven't lost all year. It is the 3rd best start in NHL history. The rest of your sports when you come on back.
The new Chevy Blazer gives you this elegant interior, exceptional quiet, and 3 power ports to plug in electronic equipment.
This is Lynn. Leave a message at the tone and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Isn't it nice to know all that's there, even if you're not?
If you want to make all kinds of money, discover a rare postage stamp worth millions.
Coolidge misprint. There are only 2 of these in the world.
But until then, take care of the money you have with Washington Mutual free checking. There's no minimum balance and no monthly service fee.
The Coolidge misprint. There are only 2 of these in the world. Oh, yes. I know.
That's different. That's Washington Mutual.
We're in the backyard. Bullseye Billy Rugrat, 9-year-old comic book reader. What does he want? Cable TV. What did you watch today, Billy?
Everything.
Without cable?
I got cable. Dad said we'd get cable when I paid for it. TCI has a 95-cent install plan with the purchase of any Stars package. Heck, I got 95 cents.
That sounds like a really great deal.
Yep, even Susie down the street has 95 cents, and she's a girl.
I'm Mike Olson from Mike Olson Dodge here at 1710 South 1st Street in Yakima. And folks, we've got a great service department out there, and a lot of people don't know, but I'm going to tell you something about it. That we perform warranty work on all Chrysler products. That's Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, Eagle, all the lines of Chrysler products. We are authorized and trained to repair your vehicle, folks. That's Mike Olson Dodge, where you will see the difference.
When they looked at the schedule, this 3 games and 3 nights in 3 different town stretch appeared to be brutal for the Americans. Now that it's over, they can look back and say, it wasn't so bad. Ams are in Portland tonight, where they hammered the Winterhawks 6-2. Terry Ryan with the hat trick and a whole bunch of money for the Todd Classen Memorial Fund. Ashcroft, Kavanaugh, and Mark Hurley also scored for the Americans, who are on fire in their last 10 games. Brian Boucher, 32 saves, and more good news. Dorian Anik, the forward that was picked up in the Prince George trade, was cleared by doctors. He will meet the team next week in Red Deer and will probably play next week on the Eastern Swing. Americans' next game is Monday against Prince George in the Coliseum before they take off on that 5-game Eastern swing. Back on the Pac-10 road tonight for the Cougars and Huskies. Huskies in Eugene for a date with the Oregon Ducks. Cougs in Corvallis for their appointment with the Beavers. And for Washington State, they needed to break through on the road. They've lost just once this year in Pullman, but they've yet to win a Pac-10 game on the road this year until tonight. Cougs get a big performance from sophomore guard Isaac Fontaine. 15 of his 24 points came in the second half as the Cougs win their first Pac-10 road game, improved to 7-5. They will do it on the road again Saturday. They'll be in Eugene against the Ducks. It was a whole different story for the Huskies down in Eugene tonight. The 19th ranked Oregon Ducks took it to the Dogs, and boy, it was pretty much the Ducks all night. Pollock had 16 points. Orlando Williams had 20, busting from the outside. 88-63, the Ducks beat up on the Dogs down in Oregon tonight. Marquee matchup in the league was in Westwood. 6th-ranked UCLA hosting number 13 Arizona State. Good seats for Jack Nicholson to look at that. Ron Riley with the follow flush for ASU. This game went to overtime. In overtime, the brothers O'Bannon took over. That is Charles with the leaner, then Ed O'Bannon with the 3. 82-77, UCLA wins in overtime tonight. The other Pac-10 game also in Southern California. There was also a ranked Arizona team winning 89-80, the Cats over USC. More college hoop, that up in Ellensburg tonight. The Central Washington Wildcats 71-59 over Lewis Clark State. Leon Johnson had 22 points. If we can take a look at the score, the Cats were down 14 points in the first half. They pretty much assure themselves of the first seed for the district tournament, which will start next month. Former Blazer Clyde Drexler played his first game with his new team tonight, but he couldn't actually play for the Rockets until the third quarter. That's when the guy he was traded for, Otis Thorpe, finally passed his physical. This is his first bucket as a Rocket. He had 8 points tonight as the Rockets win. Akeem Olajuwon pours in 29. 105-89. Clyde just doesn't look right in a Rockets uniform, does he? Rockets win in Clyde's debut. Never mind March Madness. February ferocity has begun in our region as the high school basketball postseason is upon us. Big Nine and Mid-Valley districts tip off next week. Tonight, the Valley A-League got a jump start. The Wolves' Lair in Wapato is where the boys are. Third-ranked Riverview, the champions in the East, their first league title since 1941, open things up with the East Valley Red Devils. Ty Nunez, a big night for East Valley. That's 2 of his 8 points. Panthers respond with their point guard. Brandon Chavez, nice through the lane, like a knife through butter. He had 7 points. Game is tied. Less than 40 seconds left. Derek Thomas hits the jumper. He had 13 and put the Devils up by 2. They wouldn't look back. The 4th place team out of the West, East Valley, upsets third-ranked Riverview 42-38. Devils are 1 game away from state. Riverview will play a loser-out game Saturday. Next up, Highland Scotties and the Wapato and Connell getting it on in the Wolves' Den. Connell had problems in the first quarter. John Garza just one of their 2 field goals in the first. Highland having no such problems, and they got help. Adam Garza with the push and the pair. Second quarter, though, the Eagles would finally start putting the ball in the hole, and they started to soar. Chris Winder pulls up from about 15 straight on with the deuce. This was a great one. Good thing the Scotties brought Jared Higginbotham. He led everyone with 16. Highland needed every point. 51-50, Highland over Connell. They'll play East Valley Saturday. Winner to state, Connell and Riverview in a loser-out game. Connell boys were in Wapato. The Eagle girls opened up the fence of their state championship by playing Natchez in the Valley A district opener at East Valley. That is Tammy Burge nailing it. And then, boy, Cammie Kohler had a day. 39 points. That was her hitting from the outside. This is Paula DeMoss intercepting the pass, pulling up down court, and then Nikki Quinton at the other end for Connell. Connell pulls away and wins by 9. 61-52, the defending state champs are winners. Late girls game featured 9th-ranked Cleellum and the Zillow Leopards. Ann McRae finds Julie Jonas. She goes through the traffic, pulls up, leans in, and scores for the Warriors. Then Nikki Fields for the 9th-ranked Cleellum Warriors follows the lead. She pulls up for 2. Kelly Pollock with the steal for Zilla. Goes down court, finds Vanessa Ahrens, who scores, but it was too much. Lisa Dahl and Cleellum tonight. The Warriors, 54-44, they win the opener of that tournament. Double Elimination Valley A tournament continues tomorrow. Tonight, got regular season business to take care of. That big rivalry down in the Intermountain Conference. Pendleton Buckaroos on the road to visit the rivals in Hermiston tonight. Big game to some, to others. Pogs was the big deal. Second quarter, Hermiston's Brian Broderick, the bomb. He threads the 3, and it was a 2-point game, but the Dogs are slow getting back on D. Buckaroos push it up and get it down to Matt Johnson. The push, the pair, and the win. The Buckaroos win 77-55 in Hermiston. Ladies of the Mid-Valley League now in 4th-ranked Prosser Mustangs finishing their league schedule, looking to clinch a share of the league championship, and they did that. That's Missy Hamilton, and how bad is Casey Badley? She is Very bad. Bad is good, right, with the lingo. Here she takes the pass, the rebound off the Tara Pike miss. She had 23. Prosser is a winner, 63-43 in Grandview tonight. A pair of 7-7 teams jockeying for district position got together, West Valley and Ellensburg in a stable tonight. The quick 2 points from Allison Detjen here as she pulls up from the corner and nails the bomb for West Valley, but Ellensburg would end up pulling away in this one. 49-44, Ellensburg is a winner. The other games tonight, Eastmont beats Sela 57-44, Ephrata over Toppenish, and Hanford got 17 out of Yvonne Volkman, 51-36. They win
all right.
at home.
Playoffs continue
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Big night tomorrow night.
Yeah, all right. Well, this week marks the 6th annual Central Washington Sportsman Show at the Yakima Valley Sundome. Greg Enlund has the preview.
The preparations for the 6th Annual Sportsman Show got underway early this morning. With over 100 displays and exhibits, there's plenty of work to do.
We started this morning at 7 o'clock, and I'll be here till 10 tonight, and then we'll be at it again in the morning, and we open at 2 tomorrow.
Young anglers will once again have their chance to try their luck in Lunker Lake. Rainbow trout will be stocked in this manufactured pond, with a few weighing over 5 pounds.
Well, fishing season's coming up, so a lot of people are gearing up for fishing, but we have the horn and antler competition, which is what we've had for years, where people bring in their horns and get them scored.
One of the new attractions for this year's show is the Bass Bin. This 30-foot tank will hold bass, trout, and walleye as demonstrators try out different lures. The exhibit gives sportsmen an up-close view underwater.
You might know exactly what it feels like up in your boat, even if you've been at it 10, 15 years. But to see what happens when a fish comes up and picks up a bait or reacts to a bait, it's like a cutaway slice of the lake right there, and it gives you a view that you'll never get any other way.
So whether you're an avid sportsman or just getting into the great outdoors, you can be sure that this year's show is stocked full of ideas. Greg England for the Northwest Sportsman.
And the show will wind up on Sunday night at 6 o'clock. See you there.
Still ahead, we'll show you why some East Side drivers were happy to get pulled over and get a ticket today.
Northwest Sportsman is sponsored by Bi-Mart. Bi-Mart helps you beat the high cost of living.
Look for the fantastic savings in the new Bi-Mart coupon book. Use your bonus coupon and save on Electrosol dishwashing detergent, regular or lemon scent, now at $1.49 with coupon. Ultra Cling-Free fabric softener or Cling-Free softener sheets are now 2 for $3 with coupon. And stock up on 18-roll packs of Northern bath tissue for just $3.99 each with coupon. But hurry, use your coupon book today. Special prices end this Sunday at Bi-Mart.
Profiles in performance. Wheat growers make a change for the better with Roundup RT.
Roundup is the key to making sure that you're starting with a clean seed bed. We do not have to use tillage to kill those weeds, so we're not losing critical moisture.
It's much easier to get my farming done in the spring because of Roundup. It's paying off just through added bushels.
Roundup RT for about $5.25 an acre. It's just a better way to farm.
Still the champ, the 1995 Buick LeSabre promises all the quality and value you've come to know and trust from Buick. Perhaps that's why the Buick LeSabre is the #1 selling full-size car in America now for 3 years running. On top of that, the Buick LeSabre was recently honored as Family Circle Magazine's Family Car of the Year. Test drive a new 95 Buick LeSabre and see for yourself why the Buick LeSabre is the #1 selling full-size car in America at your Central Washington Quality Buick dealers.
If you live in an area prone to flooding, you should already be preparing for the possibility of flooding. The front moving in could overflow rivers in eastern Washington by the weekend. For tomorrow, there's a chance of snow in the north, rain in the south, and you'll notice the temperatures rising, 40s and 50s, and that will speed up the melting snow and add to the runoff.
They are comedy and sport all in one. The Harlem Globetrotters are still gracing America's courts, and this week they're here on the east side. Today, one of the agile basketball players was goofing around off the courts with Kennewick police. Instead of pulling over drivers for traffic violations, this unlikely team was awarding good drivers with tickets to see the Trotters.
You saw them go from a worried look to a surprised look to a happy look. So it was something that was pretty neat to go to see them thinking they were going to get a traffic ticket and then realizing they were going to meet one of the Harlem Globetrotters and get tickets to the Globetrotter game. So it was pretty fun.
The Globetrotters will be taking to the court in the Tri-Cities Coliseum on Tuesday night.
And a lot of people will be there for obeying the law.
That's all right. Yeah. That's right.
Have yourselves a good Friday. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Have a good night.
Good night.